Okay, I had to, the heat from that garlic habanero sauce creeped up on me. I had to clear my sinuses out a little bit. But now we're ready to play Mario. This is a deathless challenge. I'm trying to beat this game deathless, small Mario. So no mushrooms, no fire flower, no star, no one-ups. Coins are okay, but I can only collect 99 at the most. If I collect 100 coins, well, that's a one-up, and a one-up's an item, and I'm not doing that for the small Mario run. So we are, and no warps if I didn't say that, of course, because what's a challenge run if you're just going to warp past most of the challenge? My PB is one death, so if I can just do it better by one death, then we will have the run. It was right near the end too on 8-3. So technically, if I died once on 8-4, it would be technically be a better run, but I wouldn't feel better about it. Uh, but we'll see how it goes. I'm surprised you never do practice runs on Tyson before the whole tacos everything says. Well, I don't really feel like I'm at a point where like practice runs sort of help me that much. It's either like when I get to Tyson, it's like I'm either in the zone or I'm not, and I feel like a practice run is just as likely to deplete my luck early as it is to warm me up for the fight. I don't know to what degree I've ever really benefited from like warm up for a challenge anyway. Like I kind of feel like I kind of feel like I have to just practice until I'm at a general threshold of like it could happen or not happen at any time and then just hope it tips the right way rather than like get to where I'm at the top of my form and then it's guaranteed. Not that I am a reliable like source of information on myself. I don't know. More insane Frownie challenges. Uh, what would I be if I'm not what I am, Greg? Someone recently mentioned phobias as being irrational, and I was immediately reminded of your condiment fears. I think that definitionally a phobia, definitionally is supposed to be something that's irrational. So yeah, I mean, that's why I use the term to say that my fear of condiments is something like a phobia. I try to be careful, like, because I think it's inappropriate to claim conditions that you have not been formally diagnosed with by an expert. So, like, I don't want to claim that I actually have a phobia, but it is very much something like a clinical phobia because I am trying. I would assert that my fear of condiments is an irrational fear, and it triggers severe anxiety responses in me, uh, regardless of how much I understand it shouldn't. Uh, oh, we have a raid coming in. Very nice. What a monologue to enter upon. Welcome in, my friends. Fox, good to see you. Frank, good to see you. Nato, good to see you. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Did you beat Double Dragon 2? I've seen you've been working on that. I'm sorry I haven't been dropping in for it, but I haven't played that one yet myself, and I gotta not be spoiled on it. I hope it went well. I hope it went well. It's the condiment raid. No, no, please. Made it almost to the end. I hear, not quite, but close. Do you do you think it's easier or harder than Double Dragon 1? I don't need any specifics, but I would like to know how you're finding it. Fox says he's really close. Double Dragon 1 was rough for me. It took me like 20 hours to beat, I think. I don't remember exactly. I think it's a mix. Some things are easier, some things are harder. Kind of hard to tell. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's where I would want it to be. I like. While it would be nice if it were easier, I would say that like it would kind of be a disappointment, right? To when you have a game that's really tough, if it's got a sequel, like I don't want the sequel. I don't really want the sequel to be easier. I want it to be more challenge, but Double Dragon's already so challenging that I really don't want it to be that much more. Oh, the horrible platforming hasn't changed. Gross. My friends, use that link up there in the chat. Give Nato a follow if you somehow don't already. I can't imagine there's anyone who doesn't, but you will not be disappointed. Nato's got one of my absolute favorite streams. He is a super chill and friendly guy. He plays tons of retro stuff. He's very similar to me in his approach to games. Very do it your own way, blaze your own trail, doesn't like a lot of outside information. He's more reasonable than I am, so you will get through games with considerable more speed and and enjoyment. Uh, with Nato at the wheel, but you will also see things done in very bizarre ways, which is the most fun. I don't know about considerable. uh, hey, Board Jams, afternoon. Hope you're well today. Two button jump input is cruel. It's absurd. I don't know what's worse actually. If it's double, if it's two buttons to jump or up to jump. Like it's hard to decide which of those is worse. They're because they're both terrible. Did you make any progress tonight? Well, I haven't done any. I haven't done any Mario runs yet. For those coming in, we're trying to do small Mario, no warps, deathless. My PB is one death. I died on 8-3 on my best run, so I think we can get it. Coins are allowed, but no other items are, and I can only collect 99 coins because 1-ups are not allowed, and if I get 100 coins, that's a 1-up, so I failed the run. It's pretty easy to stay below 100 coins, but just so we know what the rules are. What about guns? Uh, I've heard I've heard that there was consideration for giving Mario a gun when this game was in development. but for Deathless, your lives don't matter. I know that's why that's actually what makes me like the rule more, Natto, because it's so senseless. We were playing Punch Out at first. I'm trying to do a left punch only Punch Out run, and I can do it because I've defeated every fighter in isolation with only left punches. Um, but I've never done the whole game all at once with only left punches. So I'm trying to just tie that up in Punch Out. And I made it to Tyson twice, but he just wrecked me tonight. I don't know where all my Tyson experience and practice went, but it was not with me tonight. It was a horrible showing. After some pretty good, like I made it through the 13 rounds leading up to him. Both of my runs were pretty good, making it up to him. But then I just tripped at the finish line horribly both times. Doing good. Gonna be watching that new Mortal Kombat movie tomorrow. Hope that's a good time. I have yet to see any of the Mortal Kombat movies. I haven't really played the game much. I haven't really played any of the games very much. All right, well let's press some buttons. Sorry if I missed any vital messages in the chat. Tried to read everything. Ah! Alright. So, I got the small Mario win pretty quickly. The only real roadblock for me in this challenge was 5-2. There's a Hammer Brother on top of a flight of stairs near the beginning of that level. And I knew he was going to be a problem. And he was. That's the only part I couldn't really figure out how to get past. On night 1, I was just completely stuck. I think on night 2, I figured out how to get past him, and then on night 3, I got the run. Just a victory, but now to make it deathless has been a little bit more challenging. But I come into Mario 1 like really familiar with the levels because I mean I've played a lot of Mario 1 throughout my life, just generally. But also, I played a ton of Mario Brothers 35 when that was out. I don't remember exactly how much. It was well, I believe it was well over 200 hours, which is maybe, I mean, not a ton, like, compared to, like, some other games. But, like, for how much content there was in Mario 35, that's a lot of hours. Frownie still hasn't seen my Natto strat for that hammer, bro. I don't know your strat, Natto. I got my own strat though. I learned something about Hammer Brothers that I didn't know on night 2. Just by accident, and thank goodness, because it was the key to everything. Duck something. Did I say welcome in, duck something? Welcome in. Yeah, real gamers play Mario 1 for 1,000 hours. I don't know how many 1,000-hour games I have, like... I don't know, like, in my life, I don't know how many games I've actually played for 1,000 hours. I know Animal Crossing New Horizons, I played for over 1,200. So, I've got one. That might be the only one I've played for that much. The thing is, with that game, I put almost all of those 1,200 hours in that game during the first, like, 5 months of its release. And I don't time travel in Animal Crossing. So... I don't know how familiar you are with the game, but there's not 1,200 hours worth of content, especially at release for that game. Hopefully gives you some insight into just how like obsessive I can be and how extremely high my threshold for tedium and monotony is. Original Zelda for me, Greg says. Probably the game with the most time in it. Frownie likes wandering. Would have loved if they made an actual soundtrack to it. And we hear Shao Kahn singing Under the Sea from Little Mermaid as a bonus track. I lack the critical Mortal Kombat expertise to appreciate what that would even be like. I've not owned many film soundtracks in my life. The only one, possibly the only one I ever owned was the soundtrack to The Grinch. Jim Carrey's live-action Grinch movie. I was gifted the soundtrack to that for Christmas one year. And I'm pretty sure I had not seen the movie when I received that, but I listened to it. I listened to that. I got that the same year I got Mickey's Speedway on the Nintendo 64. And so I spent that Christmas break playing that game on repeat with the Grinch soundtrack playing on repeat in the background. So I very powerfully associate the music from that CD with that game. Like, I can hear the songs when I play the game. Am I just gonna be trapped here forever? This is not good. These guys really don't want to help me out. That was awful. There's a couple like that where, like, there's a couple games where I think of a CD over the game's, like, natural soundtrack. With Rayman 2 on the Nintendo 64, I think of Bob Marley's Greatest Hits CD in connection with that game, because I heard that a whole lot while playing that game. And with Star Fox 64, there's a Charlie Daniels Band album that I think of as the soundtrack to that game. I don't know if it's I think it might have been a live album. I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. I used to play Ocarina of Time with Dark Side of the Moon playing, VHS says. I have that kind of connection with a lot of games and music, Greg says. Oh, I can think of those. I can think of those three pairs. I probably have more, but it seems like Nintendo 64 was really the era for mentally tethering particular games to particular CDs for me. Ocarina of Time is when I actually started listening to the game music, Greg says. I wasn't with none of my examples. I wasn't intentionally trying to replace the game soundtrack with something else. You know, with the Grinch soundtrack, I was just listening to that because it was a gift, and the Charlie Daniels and Bob Marley, I think I was just hearing a lot because my mom was listening to them. If I do get this Deathless run, like first try or super quick, and we've got time left, I'll go back and give Punch-Out another run too, but don't hold your breath. But if we have leftover time, then I might as well give it to Punch-Out. The CD soundtrack to Castlevania and Blaster Master 03 for unlimited run games. I want to play Blaster Master on the NES. I've never played it before. But it's been on my mind as like closer to the top of my to-do list for a while now. I don't actually know much about the game. It's just it's been recommended to me a lot. I always think it's going to be like Math Blaster in my head. I don't know if there's a console release of Math Blaster. I barely ever even played that game. Rip the Run. What? How massive is his hitbox? That's a shame. We're almost exactly halfway through the game. Let me just keep playing just to... I was gonna say just to see the last half of the game, but you know what? My heart's not in it. Let's just restart. I know what the last half of the game looks like. From the top. That was unfortunate. I didn't feel like I was close enough to hit that dragon, but I don't get to make the decision, I guess. Also, Super Mario All-Stars Wii. Yeah, I don't think I have any video game soundtracks. Actually, I think I do. I think I have Smash Brothers Melee. I think I've got a CD that's like orchestral versions of those songs. I think it was a freebie that came with like an issue of Nintendo Power. I didn't have a subscription to or any issues of Nintendo Power until one of my aunts gifted me a subscription to it for a year or two, I think 2 years, right around the time of the GameCube's release, or the Game Boy Advance, whichever one came first. I never had a subscription to Nintendo Power. I had Music Magazine subs instead, Greg says. I didn't have a lot of magazine subscriptions. I had a subscription to the Lego magazine. I think they sent that out for free. Or I think you got like a free subscription if you bought like a Lego kit. Because I think that's why, because I was subscribed to the Lego magazine for years, and I think that's only because I was able to get it for free. I think I had a subscription to Highlights for a year when I was really young, and I might have had I think I had a subscription to Boys Life, the like scouting magazine, when I was in middle school for a year. Loved Highlights, forgot about that. Yeah, I think I had a subscription to that for a year or two when I was really little. Baby Man's got a subscription to. It's not like it's not like the regular Highlights. It's like Highlights for babies. I think it's called Hello magazine. Remember Highlights from Doctor's Office waiting rooms? Yeah, that's where to find them. In high school, I saved up for Trans World Skateboarding magazine. Had 2 years of those and loved it. Still have them around. I had a skateboard, but I was never competent at riding it. I wish I had a picture of it. It was blue, and I think on the top it had a picture of like a screaming mouth, and on the underside it had rocket ships. I think that's what it was decorated with. It was definitely blue. I'm sure about that part of it. The rocket ships on the underside, I'm not 100% sure that I'm not like crossing over a memory of the victory screen from Tetris. Skateboarding has such an awfully high learning curve. I could just never get confident on like balancing on it. There was never a time where I didn't feel like I was just seconds away from a horrific injury. Took third in a competition once ever. That sounds pretty good to me. Whoa. There's not a lot of like formal like competition type things I can think of where I can boast of having performed admirably. I don't know if there's any, like, I don't know if there's any sort of sport or physical contest or physical skill where I've competed and been a top performer. I can't think of anything. Can't think of anything noteworthy. I was on the academic team and the drama team when I was in high school. And I got a couple medals for my performance there, but I don't, like, know it, like, noteworthy high, like, competition levels. I think always at, like, just the, like, local or small regional level. Where the competition pool wasn't too large. I got first place in my 4th grade potato sack race out of the entire school. I trained for it too. Well done. Oh, this is my strategy, by the way, for this Hammer Brother. Is just hang out until he gets out of my way. I didn't know they do that. I didn't know they do that. I discovered it on accident when I was watching his pattern to try and see when the time to, like, challenge him would be. And I just hung out. I just happened to hang out so long without doing anything, he got bored and attacked me instead, and I learned that they do that. Excuse me. Whoa. I hope I'm not getting too many coins. I haven't been watching that very closely. For some reason, it's the event I cared most about. I don't know if I've ever... I imagine I have to have participated in a potato sack race at some point. But I don't have any concrete memories of it. Actually, in my head, even though you said potato sack race, I was envisioning a 3-legged race in my head. Surely at like a elementary school field day or something, we would have done like a potato sack race. I just don't remember doing it. Undoubtedly, it happened. Right. I asked that question, like, right, as if, like, there's someone in the chat that's like, of course, Frownie, like, they can confirm, like, I was there. Ooh, that was scary. I think I got enthusiastic about it after seeing it in the Snoopy NES game. I had the three-legged race too, but I wasn't a fan. I would have played the Snoopy NES game sometime. We did Snoopy on the C64. Bogus. Oh, Mondo Bogus. Can't blame anyone for that but myself, but it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good to lose. I've been doing that a lot tonight. Losing Punch-Out, losing Mario. That's the way challenges are, right? You lose more than you win, but it still doesn't feel good. It's a Donald Duck game for the Famicom in Japan, but they changed it to Snoopy in the US. I like Snoopy better than Donald Duck. Those are fighting words, Frownie. I was expecting a reaction from someone. Donald is like a brother to me. The only cartoon duck that I really like is Scrooge. And maybe Darkwing. I'm not surprised. You seem like a Snoopy kind of guy. I played the role of Charlie Brown on the stage in my high school's theatrical production of A Charlie Brown Christmas. So I've got some affection for Peanuts. The game started glitching a little there. I'm not crazy about how cartoon ducks always have that voice where, like, they spit when they talk a whole lot. Like, Daffy and Donald both have that issue. I don't find it pleasant to listen to. More of a Daisy Duck kind of guy. I don't know if I know the first thing about Daisy Duck. I think Darkwing does too, but then not as much. Yeah, that's why I said maybe Darkwing, because I didn't remember. I love Daisy Duck. Cow says. Here's one there's one that'll have people lighting their torches. I really can't stand Howard the Duck. EpiPen, welcome in. I don't know anything about the character other than the live action movie, but that movie is horrific. That movie is agony to sit through. I feel weird saying that too, because if you look at my track record, I think that you would imagine, if you look at the track record of the kind of things that I like, that you would probably imagine that I would say that that movie is super rad. But I don't know, I just cannot abide it. Watching live Frownie in the middle of the afternoon is kind of nice. A rare treat, depending on where you are in the world. Daisy speaks extremely well, except when she's mad. I actually like that movie, somewhat, Greg says. It's one of those things, I'm pretty sure it's got a strong, cult following, so you're not alone. It's far from a favorite, but I don't hate it either. I haven't watched it in a long time. I haven't watched it since high school. Maybe college. I think I watched it in college. Saw it on VHS video that year. My mom actually rented it when it was a new release. I don't remember. I don't remember the first time I watched it. I think I was pretty young. Well, I know I was pretty young the first time I saw it, but I don't know exactly how young. But then, I know the last time I believe the last time that I watched it was it was either in high school or college, and I watched it just because I was forcing one of my friends to watch it. I think he had bought me a copy of it after I'd gone on a rant about how terrible it was, and then to pay him back, I decided he had to sit through it with me. I believe how things happened, unfolded. Hey, EC, welcome in. Good to see you. How unfortunate. How did I ever have a run that was so close to victory? If I do so bad every time now. I don't understand. Maybe I could never get into was the Karate Kid. Like the tournament theme, you're the best around. But that's about it. Oh, I like that movie. That's one, like, I watched it when I was a kid, but I only watched it once. And I know I liked it, but I don't know why I never saw it again until a year or two ago. I watched it with Jelly. She'd never seen it before. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, it's not, like, top my favorites list or anything, but I do think it's really good. I wish I'd set up my reaction to that differently so that I could have pretended that I thought we were talking about the Jaden Smith version. But I didn't think to pull that joke until halfway through my response, and it wouldn't have worked anymore. What a missed opportunity. To be fair, Mr. Miyagi was cool. He's what makes the movie work, VHS says. I haven't ever seen the sequels though. I've only seen the first one, and the remake. I've seen the Jaden Smith version, but I haven't seen Karate Kid 2 or 3. I think I've seen part of 4. I don't think I've seen the whole thing, but I think I caught part of it on TV once. Saw all 3 of them as video store rentals. I like movies that have like a lot of I like movies that have a lot of people doing like tedious work to get better at something. Like I like movies with like exercise and training montages, or people like studying or doing experiments for extended portions. I think that's why I think that's one of the things that I like about The Magicians by Lev Grossman, is I think that he's really good at describing. I think he's really good at describing schoolwork and training in a way that resonates with me. Training is always respectable. I wish I could sneak 3 years of training into a 5-minute montage. Like Rocky, eh? Oh yeah. Training montages are my favorite parts of the movies. That's why I love Rocky 4. I love all the training montages in Rocky 4. I think that movie's got more montage than regular time. And they're great. We get to hang out. We get to hang out with bearded Rocky, training in the snow. At no other point was he ever more relatable to me. Ho ho ho, I thought I was dead. Hey Mark, good to see you. Who had Mexican food for Cinco de Mayo? Not I. We went to a Mexican restaurant over the weekend. That we had never been to, and it was all right. But I don't know. We've got we have several Mexican or Tex-Mex places near us, actually. We tried out one for the first time, and it was all right. But it's not my. It did not dethrone my favorite. It was on Sunday that we went, though, and that's a big point in their favor is they're open on Sundays, whereas the other ones are not. I had sort of a beans and rice kind of dish for dinner tonight. It was beef and Italian sausage and white beans and peas, all cooked up in a pot and served over rice. It was really good. I think I'll actually cut back on the, but it was mostly, I listed the beans first, so they were a smaller component overall. Though next time I think I'm going to double the beans and cut the beef in half. So it'll be more bean forward next time. Baron Metz, welcome in. Oh. I blundered the start. Oh no. Not mayo or ketchup. Especially not ketchup, but not mayo either. Love trying out a new restaurant. My grandparents live nearby. We would do that. Try new restaurants often. I don't really get around to new places all that often. Just has to sink. Oh. But I tend to just repeat. When I find something I like, I tend to just stick with it. I'm a very don't mess with success kind of guy. Like, once I find a restaurant I like, I'm happy to go there again and again and again. And if they've got one thing on the menu I like, then I tend to stick with it. I very quickly become very predictable when I find a restaurant that I like. Once again, I keep circling back inevitably to that theme of tedium and monotony. I keep wanting to try more stuff at restaurants I like, but I find one or two options becoming habitual. I need to remember to share that joke with Jelly. I don't know if she knows that one. If vegetables don't have phones, how does my onion ring? It's pretty good. I'm hoping to stream tomorrow, and I'm hoping to stream Friday. I'm not gonna make it on Thursday night because Jelly is working late on Thursday night, and just throws off my schedule. But I'm also really hoping I don't come down with Jelly's cold, but I think that is inevitable. So one of these nights, don't be too surprised if I miss a night or two because I announce in the Discord that I'm feeling under the weather. I feel like with the Hammer Brothers, like, you don't necessarily have to hit the block they're standing on to wipe them out. I feel like sometimes I hit the block next to the one they're standing on, and then they walk into it while it's still raised up, and that situation is enough to eliminate them. I think that is what happens sometimes. I haven't watched it frame by frame, but it's not actually the act of having the block they're standing on bumped that is what is deadly to them. It is coming into contact at any point with a disturbed block. A block not at rest is a potent poison to all of Bowser's minions. I think I've already come down with Jelly's illness because delirium is clearly set in. They're glass cannons. Yeah, Hammer Brothers especially, because they're so, effective with their deadly projectiles. But, no defense stats. Hey, I'm okay. I messed up my jump, but it's fine. He didn't get me. Sometimes you'll hit a shell like that in a situation where it goes off screen, but it never comes back. Like you hear the bump, but then it's just gone. But then when you scroll the camera, it rematerializes and comes back to you at you out of nowhere. And like, I've had that happen in this game. I don't know that I've had it happen recently, but it's definitely happened before, and it's a terrifying experience. It's a sort of a Schrodinger's despawn situation. I don't think I knew you could pause the game on that screen. I pushed start to try and skip past it faster, and it paused. Did the exact opposite of the results I was hoping for. This is the most exciting part of the playthrough. Gonna get some Masters of the Universe action figures early, right on. I know exceedingly little about He-Man and his world. Nothing's more exciting than when you accidentally pause the game after defeating the boss. Edge of your seat moments. Let's go. I fell off the seat. I like the 87 Masters of the Universe movie. That's about it, Greg says. Yeah, I missed out. I missed out on, like, the old He-Man cartoons. And then just never got into anything that came out since or around it or anything. I think when I was really little, I had something with a Skeletor on it. Like a t-shirt or a pair of underwear or something. I think I had a piece of Skeletor clothing, but I don't, I don't remember exactly which. I lost a run right there earlier tonight. Oh, I thought I was dead. The game really started to struggle there for a moment. So I don't believe in using like the secret areas or the cloud worlds. I don't know if they're off limits when a run is called no warps or not. Like I don't know if those count as warps or if warps are just the things that take you between levels and worlds. But I don't like to use those secret areas. Either way. But I would like to, it would be nice to just say it's a no pipes run, right? I won't use the pipes, so I guess then that might imply that I'm using the vines for Cloud World. So, maybe that isn't a good term anyway. But even if I did decide I wanted to use it, I can't, because there's some levels where pipes are mandatory, because they're like part of the story of the level. Right? For the like underwater and underground stages. Are they working on a new Smash Bros. Game? I guess they must be. Whoa! Apparently they are. I don't see how a Smash Brothers game isn't going to be at least somewhat disappointing after Ultimate, because I don't imagine that they're ever going to have it so complete a roster ever again. No, it's just exactly why I don't get why they'd even bother. I mean, that's not to say it couldn't be better if they improved other aspects, right? Like if they came out with like the best version of the gameplay ever, and it had like excellent sort of like stages and arenas or whatever. I don't know. I don't play enough fighting games to really know what constitutes a good one. But I just like, I don't know. I just look at if the roster is ever like, if there's ever anyone missing, then that's a big like step down for any game and for any like entry in a fighting game series, in my opinion. Like once someone's on the list, like, I just think they should always be there. But, with, like, Smash Brothers, there are complications to that. And, surely everyone doesn't feel the same way as me, but... I wish I'd played Smash Brothers Ultimate more, but I just never spent very much time with it. No. That is agonizing. Hey, Conqueror Worm, good to see you. I still need the Star Tropics kid. Alright, so here's what they could do. They could cut every character from the game that they want, If they just added Arthur from Super Ghouls and Ghosts, then I'd be happy. Everyone else is expendable. I know, we were so close. Oh, at best I can just have a 1 death run. That's worse than my PB. Oh, never mind. Thank you for the good luck. I definitely need it, but I'm definitely not having it. I'm trying to beat the game deathless. I've already got a regular, I've already cleared the game as Small Mario, but I haven't done it with no deaths. We'll see you later, Bort Jams. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day or night. Oh, I was so close. I just got a notification in my activity feed that another stream gave me a shout out 20 minutes ago. That was Powley. Powley gave us a shout out, which is definitely appreciated. I just don't know why the activity feed is telling me about it now. It just showed up and it says 22 minutes ago. Super Mario all death runs. My death full challenge. I'm playing like it's an all-death run. Whoa. This will probably be our last attempt. Unless I perish right away. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around on my desktop. Felt like I made some risky moves there. I was really challenging some of those fish. Uh-oh. Saw my life flash before my eyes. That was even closer. The furthest I made it with no deaths is 8-3, Greg. And then I beat the game, so I've had a complete run that is only one death. Yeah, so it's not, you know, it's not ridiculous to think I can do this. I definitely can do it. I just haven't. Just haven't got the right combination of luck and good performance. Kind of like my Punch-Out run. It's like... I have empirical proof that I can do it. I just haven't. Ooh, I'm going for some risky jumps. You can, I couldn't. Of course, I don't usually try. Just beating the game is enough for me. You know, with most games, it's like that. But if it's something that I enjoy a lot, then it's a good way to, expand my experience with it. What? That doesn't actually kill them? It's all a matter of how much I enjoy a game. If I like a game too much, I can't. That's the thing. I can't bear to like a game. I wanna hate every video game. So if I play a game and I like it, then I have to add challenges to it until I can't stand it anymore. uh... Alright, we'll make one more attempt. We're gonna make one more attempt, and then it'll be the last of the night. Did you know you can walk across single gaps without running? You only, like, you need a little bit of momentum, but you don't actually have to be running. You can just hold, if you just hold the D-pad, he'll get enough speed to walk across. I never knew that. I discovered that last time we played this. Because I was trying to throw some lives away, and I thought, well, if I just don't hold the run button, I'll just walk down the gap, and that'll be good enough. But it actually isn't. I always thought you had to be running. Okay, last try of the night. I don't know if we'll play Mario next time. Next stream, we'll probably start with Punch-Out. I would like to play something that's not one of these two games. So, we'll probably skip Mario next time. We might skip Punch-Out next time, but I'm more drawn to... It's harder to resist that game than it is to resist this one for a night. I keep talking about getting away from the NES and, like, you know, working on something on the Genesis or the Super NES. We've got several partially finished games on both of those consoles, but I don't know, there's also just so much stuff on the NES I've been in the mood to play lately. What? You don't want maximum suffering? It's not that I want to decrease my suffering, cows. It's that I want to suffer in different games for a while. But technically, I'm increasing my suffering by adding variety. Eek is calling to you. Yeah, I've been thinking about Eek too. Tomorrow could actually be a good night for Eek. I don't want to promise it and then not deliver it, but I was thinking, well, if Jelly, and especially because if I'm feeling sick tomorrow like Jelly is tonight, then I'm not going to be up for a stream. So I really don't want to promise it. But I was thinking if Jelly's going into work late on Thursday, that means I can stream for a little later tomorrow. But I might not even stream at all if I'm feeling bad. When someone in the house, when someone in the house, like, gets sick, then that means all the rest of us, our days are numbered. I was worried about me getting sick. I'm really worried about Baby Man getting sick. Because if he's having a bad time, then everyone's gonna have a bad time. Sending healthy vibes your way. Thank you, cows. Yankees rule. Welcome in. Do you not like to warp? No, I typically don't like to use shortcuts in most games that I play. I rather go through all the levels, and especially if I'm working on something like a challenge. Like right now, I'm trying to do the game with no deaths, and if I was using the warps, I would think that it was a pretty cheap approach to the challenge if I'm cutting out most of the game, right? So I tend to steer away from them. Sometimes if I'm really pressed for time or something like that, I might use the warps on loop 1 of this game and then play through every stage on loop 2. Like I have done that before, but even then I don't really like to do it if I have the time. I like to just do it all. Greg says I like to play the whole game personally. I definitely was up for using warps and shortcuts like when I played games as a kid. Like I would use the warps all the time to play this when I played it as a kid. Like Worlds 5, 6, and 7 might as well not even existed as far as I was concerned. I would use stuff like that in Mario Brothers 3. My strategy when I was a kid, whenever I played Mario Brothers 3, I would play the first 4 worlds all the way through, up until the Mushroom House in World 5, because there's a Mushroom House right at the beginning of World 5 that always has a Tanuki suit in it, and I always wanted that Tanuki suit, so I would play up until that, and then I would use the warp whistles to go to World 8, and I'd use the power-ups that I stockpiled to kind of steamroll World 8 and then be done with the game. So I never played all of World 5 or 6 or 7 in Mario Brothers 3 until like way later. And now, like, because my taste in how I play games has changed a lot. Like now I've played those levels. I've played all those worlds that I used to skip a lot, but I'm still not quite as good at them as I am at the rest of the game. I'm not even, when I play Mario 3, I'm not even really crazy about using the power-ups from your bank down at the bottom on the map, like how you save power-ups and take them to other levels. I will use them from time to time, but I always feel a little bit bad when I do. Like I should be challenging myself to do the levels with just what's in them and not stuff that I bring from other places. I don't think it's an illegitimate approach, right? They give you a bank of power-ups. The game gives them to you, so they're fair to use, but I'm always just trying to push myself a little further. Or I'm always noticing things that I could, like, where I could be trying harder to do better. Grew up playing Mario Brothers. NES was my first system. Played all 3 of them. Right on. Yeah, I had an NES as a kid. I started off with Commodore 64. All my first games were Commodore games, but I got an NES really early too. And after that I had basically all the Nintendo consoles. So I've played a lot of the... I haven't played every Mario game, but I've played most of them. And the NES games in particular, I'm very fond of 1, 2, and 3 on the NES. I spent a lot of time playing All-Stars as well when I was young. I like the NES versions better than the All-Stars versions now, but the All-Stars versions were the only ones I had for a while because we got rid of our NES stuff after we got the Super Nintendo. I never owned Mario 2 as a kid, except for the All-Stars version, but we had 1 and 3. Same here, Greg says, except for the growing up part. I was 16 when we got our first NES in '88. Yeah, you got a few years on me. I was like 2 or 3 in '88. Dr. Mario's a fun game also. Oh yeah, I like Dr. Mario. I don't play it a whole lot. I actually I spent a lot of time playing Dr. Mario. So I used to live in Houston, Texas, and I lived there around the time that Hurricane Harvey happened in Houston, and the city flooded. And I was in part of the city where it flooded, so I was trapped in my apartment building for I don't know, a week or so with no electricity. And I spent a lot of the daylight hours playing Dr. Mario on my Game Boy Color. That's how I passed a lot of the time. I've played the NES one. That is that is not good. I played the NES one a bit. We played it on the stream one night. But I've played the Game Boy version more. I mean, they're basically exactly the same, I think. R.I.P. the Deathless Run. I have failed. I failed a lot. Alright, well, unfortunately, my friends, that is going to be the end of our night. It's rather late. I did not succeed in either of my challenges. I came close. I came close in Punch Out twice. And I came close in this once. So we almost completed our challenges, but sadly we'll have to work on them another night. What a shame. I have to play more Punch Out and more Mario Brothers. What an awful fate. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here, cows. So I hope I'm going to stream tomorrow and Friday, but keep an eye on the Discord because, like I said, Jelly is not feeling well, and if I end up catching what she has, then I am not going to feel up to streaming. I can tell. And yeah, but we'll see. Should be roughly the same time though. Um, keep an eye on the Discord, and I'll give you a heads up about which way the wind is blowing. A little bit before. Thank you, EC. We'll read out if you'll just give me just a moment to choose a destination stream for us. Alright, my friends, I'm going to send this over to Sark. Sark is chasing retro achievements and Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, which I haven't actually played myself, so I'm going to try to kind of ignore the game. But I haven't seen Sark in a while, so we'll head over here. If you don't need to worry about spoilers, then highly encourage enjoying Sark's stream. It's always a fantastic time over in this direction. Be well, my friends. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I hope you are well until I see you again, and hopefully that'll be real soon. We're all done for tonight. It's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.